Hi, this is Lee Benz, the Homescholar, and I wanted to talk about the requirements to graduate from homeschool. It's really interesting when people ask about that because it's very important that you check your sources when you find out that there are certain graduation requirements. Most often what happens is people will read an article in the newspaper and it will be an article about the changing graduation requirements for public school kids. And all of a sudden, the homeschool parent freaks out and thinks, oh my goodness, I can't possibly teach whatever, and I don't know what to do, and it's a new graduation requirement. But usually when that happens, 99.9% of the time when that happens, those new graduation requirements apply only to public school children. They don't apply to homeschoolers. They don't apply to private school students. It's really just for public schools, and so you don't need to be thinking about that. So recently somebody was asking me, there was a requirement for volunteer work, which is always, I found that very humorous, a required volunteer, put those side by side. But anyway, and so they found that that was required for public school kids, and they were getting very concerned, how do I meet that, how do I document that? And we found out that in fact it did not apply to homeschool students. It was only for public school students. And so you could choose to do that or not do that and document that in any way that you wanted. There is one thing you do need to check though for graduation requirements. You want to check your state homeschool law to see what is required of homeschool students. We're a pretty small percentage of the population, and so usually those laws don't change very dramatically. And if they do, it usually comes out pretty quickly in the homeschool community, so you'll probably know about it. If you have any questions, contact your state homeschool organization and find out what the requirements are for homeschoolers. So we've learned that graduation requirements are not about what is required for public school kids, and we've learned that you need to check with your state homeschool organization, but there's probably a bigger issue at stake, and that is to think about what do colleges want to see when you get in to college. Often that has nothing to do with homeschool graduation or with public school graduation. Usually the bar to get into college is higher than either of those. So what I encourage people to do to make sure that they're prepared for anything is to look at what colleges like to see for graduation and strive to achieve that goal. So that would be 4 years of math, 4 years of English, like that, because you want to make sure that your child can get into college, have the best possible job, be prepared for anything, no matter what they do when they become an adult. So I hope that helps.